Hi everyone, that's me, Extreme Achiever, linguist founder from Lingua and Lingua Plus. Can you just memorize words and go and speak a language? Recently, I've discovered how a guy who plays Scrabble learned few thousand words of language. I believe it was Spanish. He won the competition, however, he doesn't speak the language, like at all. It brings me back to memory competitions. Years ago, I participated in World Memory Championships. It was fun. And I was also memorizing words in different languages. Because I thought as well it was fun, for me to test my memory, my abilities. But what I noticed was that indeed, just memorizing words doesn't help. And why so, right? Because there's so many apps saying, yeah, just learn 10 words per day and or you'll become fluent like much faster. I noticed one thing. If you're a translator, an interpreter, and you need to prepare for a mission, right, for a task, you may indeed focus on specific words in order to be, let's say, faster at translating. But it's already context specific. You see where I'm, leading you to? So if we learn, let's just like take a dictionary and we learn words randomly, most likely they won't really stick around. Or they will get into our passive vocabulary, meaning that if we hear them somewhere in the street, we'll understand maybe part of what, people are saying, but we won't be able to respond, reply. Therefore, it's important to understand that when it comes down to vocabulary, and if you feel that you are missing some words, it's difficult for you to express your thoughts, emotions, feelings. It's not that much about memorizing words randomly. What you need to do is, in fact, focus on context and focus on the phrases, not words, phrases that you frequently use, like you across any language. Because we all have certain signature phrases. Happens, parasite phrases, sounds. What you need to do, you need to observe yourself, note down those phrases, like let's say in language that you're most fluent languages, and then find equivalents in your new language. This is like number one. This will help you ready to like automatically go for those phrases and feel much more comfortable in a new language. Maybe, it's something like, let me think, according to me, in my opinion, these phrases. Then, definitely, you need to look at different contexts. I already described in another video how to learn, if you're a very beginner, how to learn most frequent words, verbs, specifically verbs. But if you are already somewhere a little bit higher and you still feel that you are struggling and you think, oh yeah, I'm going yeah to learn as many words as possible using apps and all, I'd say yeah, you can definitely play around, but it won't help you to grasp this feeling of freedom of expressing yourself. But you may think like, okay, how can I do it? So first of all, definitely speak as much as you can. If you can't go right now to the country of the language, use whatever you can, meaning could be lessons, right? Tutors, pen pals, friends, journaling, watching movies and books and then discussing them. Anything where you can express yourself, your thoughts, your opinion, whatever it is, like your emotions. Because this is the way how you kind of shake up your neuroplasticity and you start creating those neurological, pathways, neurons, right? Where you indicate to them, oh, this is actually what I'm using, yeah, and I'm going to use this information, well, today, tomorrow, this week, next month, and the future. Of course, you can use spaced repetition, right, for certain phrases. And when I, dress phrases, yeah, accentuating on that, um, say that you always need to learn the context. And the best is, of course, if it's a conversation. If suddenly you don't know a certain word, verb, and person who's talking to you helps you out, yeah, whispering this particular phrase. And you may not memorize it from the first time, but it may stick around after the third or fourth time. That's what studies show. That's what, as well, my experience shows. And you don't have to be embarrassed about it. You don't have to be embarrassed to kind of feel lost a little bit when it comes to, lack of vocabulary. But again, you need to observe yourself specifically what's lacking. Is there so many frequent contexts, everyday contexts, um, they can just pick up, new phrases, new words. But then there could be specific contexts. Maybe it's, language specific use. Maybe it's in your technical sphere. Um, Therefore, yeah, you have context there. It may be even easier. But if it's like for everyday use, then for sure, pick up phrases, focus on context, go find videos, audios, texts connected to those phrases. Well, share stories, write stories, share stories with people using those phrases. And don't rush. The key is actually to enjoy the process, because if you force yourself, this is unnatural. Speaking is natural. Learning in like official settings where you're stressed and you're terrified, forgetting a word is unnatural. So when you enjoy the process, as you can guess, your attitude changes, motivation is boosted. So you'll learn much faster. Because one of the reasons why you learn much faster, when you enjoy something, you pay attention. So your interest is high, your brain pays attention. And when your brain pays attention, your memory is actually working better. This is how it works. It wasn't, me who came up with that, but that's one of the ways how we can learn it. So always pick up a subject that's fascinating for you, not for somebody else, but for you, because this will help you to learn any vocabulary much faster in context. So if, astronomy fascinates you, wonderful. If it's Marvel, why not? Yeah, like if it's moon nerdy things, even further, why not? Chemistry, sure. Lithology, of course. And in this case, you won't need actually any apps or kind of memorizing, yeah, according to memory athlete techniques. But you will learn with pleasure something that you already enjoy and maybe you already know well in your most fluent language, and then pour all your attention into your language here, your target language you learn. Therefore, suggestion, always focusing on phrases, not words. Don't learn words randomly. Learn them in context, in chunks. Also, if you're at more basic level, have a look at the video about most frequent verbs, words, and don't be afraid to ask whoever you're speaking words that you are lacking. And also remember to observe yourself, to learn what are your signature phrases, find equivalents of them in your target language. This will help. And then also practice spontaneity. Be spontaneous in your target language. It can be frightening at the beginning because that's a moment when your brain is trying to switch to your most learned language. especially, in some charged situations and stressful situations. But with time, with training, you'll switch in. Like recently, I watched like a stand up where a lady, an American lady, said that she was trying to teach her kid Spanish in stressful situations, that on specific day of the week, they would speak only Spanish. And she would do something with him like stressful. Like she would throw him into swimming pool where he would be screaming, yeah, for help, but she wouldn't move unless he would scream like socorro, ayuda. Um, I'm not, asking you to do something as crazy as that, but I'm just saying that you need to train your brain and your nervous system to stay in your target language, especially when you're under pressure. Maybe, during an interview, something not that radical. And if you manage to do that, then this feeling of like lack of fluency, lack of freedom, that language would fade away gradually. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful. So follow us on YouTube and social media. And I'm Katrine Retriever, linguist founder from Lingua and Lingua Plus. I appreciate your attention, right? I hope you've memorized all this information and you will ace at language learning. Thanks for watching. Bye.